Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, and thank you for beginning this hearing earlier, so because of votes coming. Ms. Shelton, Mr. Waller, I'd like to extend my greetings to you, your family, and your friends who have joined you. Welcome. Fed independence matters. We know economies with independent central banks have less price volatility, fewer bank panics, and more stable communities. One of the nominees, though, today before us doesn't believe in an independent Fed and has spent her entire career advocating for policies that would make our economy more volatile, give families and businesses even more to worry about in an uncertain world. The point of the independent Federal Reserve is to be a steady guiding hand to worry about the big picture of the economy so hardworking families don't have to. But for Ms. Shelton, these aren't hazards to avoid. They are the goal. We all understand there are economic issues. There are conservatives and liberals, and most people fall somewhere in the middle of that continuum. But Ms. Shelton is not a conservative. She's far outside the mainstream. She's off the ideological spectrum. For 3 decades, Ms. Shelton has been a prominent advocate for returning to the gold standard. In making the case for Ms. Shelton's nomination, her friend James Grant wrote in the Wall Street Journal, with the nomination of Judy Shelton to the Fed, the discussion is tilted to gold. Gold is money or a legacy form of money, Ms. Shelton contends, and the gold standard is a reputable, even superior form of monetary organization, unquote. People can agree to disagree on certain issues, but we don't get our own facts, and the facts are clear. If we as a nation had followed Ms. Shelton's advice and had not advanced beyond the gold standard nearly half-century ago, our nation would have bounced from boom to bust without the monetary new tools necessary to pull us out of recessions. Depressions would have been deeper and longer. Millions of working families would have suffered even more for no reason and for certainly inexplicable reasons to them. That's not the end of the story. In multiple writings, Ms. Shelton clearly voiced her opposition to FDIC deposit insurance, the insurance that everyone takes for granted that's been part of our culture and our economy for so many years, the insurance, most importantly, that protects the savings of hardworking Americans. In other words, she thinks that if a bank fails, and we all remember far too vividly 10, 12 years ago when they did indeed fail, then all the families whose savings and paychecks are stored in that bank should just lose all their money. Passing federal deposit insurance was one of President Roosevelt's first act during the Great Depression for a reason. That guarantee that your money is safe in the bank is the bedrock of our modern economy. This is not some intellectual exercise about moral hazard. This is the real world. I dare to explain to anyone to explain to working families in Idaho or Pennsylvania or Alabama or Louisiana or Minnesota or New Jersey or Rhode Island. I dare anyone to explain to working families that experienced bank closures in the Great Recession or the savings and loan crisis that FDIC insurance is a hugely distorting factor. With Ms. Shelton, it doesn't stop there. The money in your wallet is backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. Yes, Ms. Shelton advocated for doing away with the dollar and replacing it with the common currency for North America. I'm serious. To make NAFTA more effective, she mused that the dollar could be replaced with a common currency for North America called the Amero. At other times, she's called for the creation of a generic global currency backed by gold. That kind of globalist, probably no better word than that kind of globalist ideology doesn't belong anywhere near our fiscal and monetary policy. The American dollar is the world's reserve currency. It should stay that way. We want it that way. We agree that it should be that way, and we're proud of it. The bottom line is Ms. Shelton has too many alarming ideas and has flip-flopped on too many important issues to be confirmed for this job. We know she'll say exactly what the president wants her to say, further threatening the independence of the Fed. She was an interest rate hawk until President Trump wanted lower rates. She opposed tariffs on China before she was for them. And based upon what I and other committee members heard in meetings with her, it appears that Ms. Shelton has changed pretty much all her positions on everything from the gold standard to Bretton Woods to steadfast opposition to FDIC insurance. That's not the steadying hand required at the Fed. 11 years into this recovery, more than ever, the Fed needs to be independent and careful, not reactive to every tweet coming out of the White House. A vote for Ms. Shelton is a vote against Fed independence and our nation's reputation as a financial bulwark for the whole world. Our other nominee to the board, Mr. Waller, is an economist whose work has been subject to peer review and whose analysis has helped direct the research path undertaken by the St. Louis Fed. I look forward to hearing more about how he will hold Wall Street accountable if he's confirmed. Last, Mr. Chairman, I want to note that there should have been a third chair at this table. We're not exactly sure why, but Ms. Jessie Liu was supposed to be considered by this committee today. Her nomination was withdrawn 36 hours ago, although the Treasury Secretary told me publicly yesterday he knew for 2 days, although I don't think the chair of this committee, and I know I didn't know as a ranking member. The position she was nominated for is responsible for overseeing our country's work, preventing terrorist and drug cartel financing, and enforcing economic sanctions. Now that her nomination has been withdrawn, that position will remain empty. Once again, to protect himself, the President of the United States put our national security at risk. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.